Hi, can you tell us your name and who you work with?
Hi, I'm Jenny Pearse and I work for Genesis Consulting, which is my own business.
Very good, Jenny. Now, can you tell us a little bit about Genesis Consulting and when you started it?
Wow, that's a big story. I started Genesis in 2006, so the business has definitely exceeded its 10-year mark, which is wonderful. I celebrated 13 years this year, so lucky 13. It is a business and marketing consultancy, probably a little different to a digital agency or a social media agency, but I specialise particularly in the financial services market.
And does that include advice businesses, Jenny?
Definitely working with financial advisors and financial advice practices, and obviously other service providers within financial services. But I love working with financial advisors.
All right, well, we'll come back to that and explore that in a couple of minutes. But just going back, what did you do before you started Genesis?
I've always been on a journey to giving advice and consulting work around marketing. So in my very early 20s, I became a marketing maven back then. So I've always been on a pathway to marketing, and obviously owned a number of businesses along the way. It's been really big fun.
Right, did you want to do marketing when you were going to school? Did you have a dream about being a marketer, or was there something else, Jenny?
There was a couple of different career ambitions. I always saw myself as a ballerina. Started dancing when I was 4.5, and I really believed that my career path would be in dancing. I guess that's the creative part of my brain coming out a little differently. But other than that, when I was in high school, I guess my love of food really came out, and I always thought I would be a home economics teacher.
Or a gourmet chef?
A gourmet chef would be quite on the cards.
Or a ballerina dancing gourmet chef?
Possibly.
Isn't it funny how our life takes us sometimes?
Yeah, look, I think that, again, it was the stimulus of the creative brain and me still trying to find a path. I still enjoy food. I love to cook. And share that experience with my friends and family. So that's not really disappeared. I just probably wouldn't be the best home economics teacher that you ever came across.
In which case, we'll come round and have dinner at your place soon, just as a cook rather than a teacher.
You're more than welcome, as long as you bring the wine.
All right, done. Now, what was your first job, Jenny? What was your first marketing job?
My first marketing job, I was actually in the veterinary industry. I was working in animal health, and I was appointed as a marketing assistant to the marketing director, and yes, it was all about dogs, cats and horses. So
that's fantastic. And whereabouts was that? Was that in Sydney or somewhere else?
It was in Sydney, definitely. I was a small Australian-owned business called VR Laboratories, which was then bought out by an American company called Syntex Animal Health. So, that was where I really cut my teeth.
All right, and so you naturally segued from animal health into financial services.
I took a couple of pit stops along the way. I actually went into business for myself with two other people at the age of 25. Took the leap of faith very young in life to go and work for myself. And with two other guys, we set up our own marketing agency, advertising and marketing agency, and did that for a number of years and loved it. Worked with companies that were in varying industries, really cut my teeth on what the difference was between advertising and marketing, and then got out of advertising and marketing for a while. Okay,
but financial services services that you provide, that's your passion these days?
Absolutely. I came into the financial services sector around 2002 was when I sort of started putting my toe in the water, and it was initially working with a service provider to financial services in a marketing and admin type role, just wanting to see what financial services was all about. And I have to tell you, the love affair I fell hard fast. I just fell in love with this industry.
Well, that's brilliant. And so bringing it back to today, how do you add value for your financial advice business clients, Jenny?
I've actually thought about this on a number of occasions, and being someone that likes to speak broadly very frequently. I actually found it really hard initially to coin it, but my key role is to help the people I work with amplify their message.
All right, and in terms of that, what is their message for the future given current issues facing the advice sector? What future do you see for your clients and for advice businesses in general?
I actually think that there's a very good opportunity for most advisors and advisor practices. Over the next 5 to 10 years, yes, we're going to see a lot of shape shifting, but that's not necessarily a bad thing. And if anything, Australia leads the way in this area. What I do see is the level of storytelling and the level of communication that advisors need to do increasing very substantially. The touch points between advisors and their clients and their tribe as such is going to increase, and we have to find ways to do that efficiently for advisors so they can get on doing the things they need to do, which is actually give advice.
All right, well, we'll look forward to seeing how that rolls out. But in the meantime, and to finish off with, back to you, what's your personal bucket list?
Oh, I've got a couple of really good bucket list items at the moment. One is for my husband and I to spend a month in Italy.
Okay,
so that's a very personal one. We're talking about it and we've got our sort of dream list happening. The other is to probably, from a female perspective, see more female advisors enter the industry. I have a daughter who is a financial advisor, and I'm very proud of that. But I do want to see women accelerate in this industry, and by that I mean not necessarily just as advisors, but also in other areas of advice, and whether it's in a support role or a senior management role. But I think, you know, the trust factor around female advisors has really, you know, the data is evident. So I would like to see more women in advice. So anything I can do to help that that's my mission.
All right, well, that's a great way to finish off. Jenny Pearse, Genesis Consulting, thank you for your time.
Thanks, Peter, for having me.